School, sports, friends, activities, clubs, and 3 words, high school involvement. For me, my involvement has been and is in volleyball, basketball, softball, art society, Scholars Bowl, SCCLA, this year NHS, FFA. Also this year as a senior, I am the art society president. How many of you are in high school? 2. And you're gonna be in high school. Being involved in high school is very important. Getting out there and finding out who you are is a very important part of life in general. My schedule, Monday through Friday, is sports, school, practice, homework, sometimes even games or morning practice. On the weekends, it's homework, work, finding that little bit of time to go to the lake or watch a movie, maintain the relationships of your friends. It's never easy, especially for me who doesn't know how to say no. I say yes to just about everything. When people want me to babysit, when my youth pastor wants me to come in for a power hour of prayer, grandma wants me to help her in the yard and do chores, or when mom wants me to clean up the house. You ever been there? Because I'm there all the time. I know it's a lot, but I think that all of the stuff that I put on my plate and how much I push myself has made me a better person and made me a better friend. I have been on a lot of teams, sports teams, FFA teams, and being part of those teams, you build a lot stronger relationships. Relationships that you don't get when you don't get involved. Being in all those teams has made me a really good leader, I think, but I also have no problem being a follower. I have plenty of people to look up to, like my coaches. Basically, all year I have a total of 3 coaches. There's 2 coaching me every season. All year, I'm with the 3 same people. I've built relationships with them. I know them outside of school. I know them in school, on the court, on the field. They've been part of me and helped make me who I am. Those kind of relationships you don't get all the time. You don't get the very close, tight-knit relationships when you are kind of in your own little bubble and don't put yourself out there. You have to be willing to put yourself out there and find those relationships, and being involved is one easy way to do it. Along with the relationships, there's also a few other things that being involved can help build. One of those would be building a resume, getting a lot of activities in community service. For NHS and FFA, we do a lot of community service. Increase your scholarship opportunities. The more you're involved, the more scholarship vendors are going to look at your resume and see how much hard work you put into things and what your best efforts are. And also being involved helps you find your strengths and passions. Like if I wasn't an FFA or an ag class, I wouldn't have been drawn to landscaping and floor planning, which is something that is going to be in my career path. That's one of my passions that I found by being involved in activities. You get to explore a lot of your career interests, which is something that can help you in the future, and that just starts from here in high school. According to Joe Burgess, a writer for education.moreforkids website, there are 7 main important reasons for getting involved in high school. You learn time management and how to prioritize. You get involved in diverse interests like what we have now, what I've been talking about. You learn how to handle long-term commitments and be disciplined. Like in a sports team, you have to be willing and ready to put yourself out there for the whole season and give it everything you've got. You learn how to make contributions to a team or to a group or a club, and by being involved, you're held to standards. It raises your self-esteem by, hey, you make the winning shot, you help a teammate get that point, or you've helped someone study for that club or activity. I think it's helped me a lot. You build solid relationships like I was talking about, and I wouldn't have near the relationships that I have if I wasn't involved in as much stuff. And it looks great on a college application, honestly. The more you're involved in high school, the more you probably are going to be committed to be involved in college. College has a lot of opportunities, not as tight-knit as in high school, but in college you have a lot of opportunities to be part of groups. And Fort Scott, which is where I'm going, is I've been talking to a couple of seniors from last year about being a student ambassador, which is someone that gets to help other kids, other students, which I think it will be very interesting. Being involved in high school can help you prepare for the real world, your life outside of high school. You learn how to read people. Like on a team, if you've been together long enough, you learn how to read people when it comes to where they're going to go next with the ball or where they're going to come from. You start learning people's expectations. Like in a job, you have to know what to expect from your boss and what your boss expects from you. Your teams and your clubs here together, you're going to be working together a lot, and you have to learn how to work with people in the office too. I believe the small attributes to personalities that we learn here in high school are very applicable to our lives outside of it. Don't be that person that never comes to anything or doesn't get involved in a group activity. Studies from the National Federation of State High School Associations conclude that students who participate in activity programs tend to have higher grade point averages, better attendance records, and lower dropout rates, with fewer discipline problems in students generally. So no matter how crazy life gets or how full your plate is, or how stressed out you may become from staying up until 2 a.m. to finish that English project, do it. Get yourself involved, put yourself out there, be ready to be disciplined. It'll help you in the future because it's going to be hard work when you get out there. But don't take the days in high school for granted, because once they're gone, you don't get them back. Thank you for listening.